Hello. Hey, hey. All right. Think I got everything. All right. I'm watching the stream, but making sure I have the stream muted as well. Hello, everybody. Whoop, whoop. Oh, we have some exciting things today. And just let me make sure that my levels are good. Howdy, howdy. All right, and evening's going fine. Had a long day, but I'm off tomorrow. Had a long day at work, but I'm off tomorrow. Very excited about that because it's my birthday. So I get to hang out with y'all for a little while. Thank you. Thank you all the happy birthday wishes, everybody. Monk will be joining us a little later, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the live stream scene. And hopefully by the time she joins in, we'll be at the actual live stream scene, but you know there are things before it, so we can go over some of that while we wait. But welcome to Le Tour de CloTi, and I'm sure if you've been paying attention to the panel drama, you understand the reference. Hello, fellow tourists. My name is StygianSis Gamer, aka StygianSis. This is my birthday stream. I will be joined a little later by TifaTheMonk. And yeah, what we're gonna do is go over the live stream scene. I'm going over that first, like I said, so that hopefully by the time Monk joins in, we'll be at the live stream scene itself. We can go through that, and then we'll go over the CloTi panel that Cody and Britt did. God, it's so long ago. Everything in this panel feels like a day and a year at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like things go by so fast, but at the same time, when the drama is happening in the moment, it feels like forever. It's just so crazy. I can't believe it's only been, like it just happened this weekend, but it feels like a lifetime ago at the same time. Yes, we're on the CloTi World Tour. Whoop, whoop. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, I know I've been doing camera recently, but I am going to start doing camera because what I want to do is go through Remake, Rebirth, Crisis Core Reunion again, go through all those games again on stream. So definitely be looking forward to that. Now that we're on the road to Revelation, we are finally here. We'll definitely do that. We'll go over some Traces to Past again. We'll definitely be doing Dear Destiny. If you have not heard, Dear Destiny will be coming. It will be sometime early next year. So definitely looking forward to that. And not only will we be getting Dear Destiny sometime early next year, but we will be getting voiced lines by Britt Barron and Brianna White from Dear Destiny. So that's really exciting news. And Cody hasn't said he's doing anything yet, but let's not forget that 2,000 Guilds to Becoming a Hero is in the same book. And, you know, he has some pretty juicy lines in there. It's just very interesting to have a book now where you have all three people in the LTD make declarations of love for the people they're, you know, their intended love interests. Aerith for Zach. Actually, and really, if you think about it, in Zach's part, if you know it, there's some affirmation from Zach to Aerith as well there. Then Cloud to Tifa, of course, and Tifa to Cloud. So, like, this book, you know, it's going to be very exciting to get it in English. I've read, you know, translations of it. And, I mean, the book is flat out. If I did not know it was written by Kazushige Nojima, I'd be like, what is this insane CloTi Xerath fan fiction that just dropped in the middle of my life? I mean, it is insane. Y'all, if you haven't read it, you have no idea. Like, this is not even almost up in the air. This is not, I mean, the LTD is dead, okay? We on the... This is just a funeral tour at this point, okay? It's insane. So, yeah, very excited for that. Hello, everybody. Enrique, Tal, Mick. I think I saw Honey earlier. The other Baron. I think Knight's in the audience somewhere. Manga Bros, all of you, again, thank you for the birthday wishes. We'll have Monk here soon enough. I will send her a message. Thursdays are pretty long for the both of us, so. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. And thank you, Nightmare, for the graphic, by the way. I love it, love it. All right, so. Yes, of course, I play Ever Crisis. And by the way, it is going EOS on October 6th, so sad to hear that. Not necessarily surprised, but sad to hear that. Hey, Night. Oh, nice. Mick said they have Trace. They're going to get Trace 2 Pass, and you can even get it. You can get it on Kindle as well. I have it on Kindle and and the Japanese and the English, and a little bit of a dork. So yeah, but the Kindle is available. You can read it just like that. And I like the Kindle version because then I can clip it and reference it when I'm doing different tweets and stuff. Go back to it. It's very easy to like just put in a search word and go right to the part that you're looking for, stuff like that. So, yeah, even if you get the physical book, which I certainly recommend as well, is gorgeous. And it's always nice for me to have a physical. Don't even get me started on PlayStation, by the way. Screw PlayStation for that. I'm genuinely deciding if I even want to buy this game on PlayStation. I might just go for Steam. I'm not even joking. Like, that's how pissed off I am about this situation. But I'm not going to be able to resist a physical. If they have like this big, grand deluxe version of Revelation. Whew, my heart is weak for that. But yeah, if it's not convincing enough, I might really just go for Steam. Not even lying. Like, that's how strongly I feel about this physical copy bullshit that they trying to pull. So, but yeah, and I've been a PlayStation girl my entire life. I mean, my entire life, okay? But anyway, but yeah, definitely read Trace 2 Pass. Dear Destiny, like I said, will be coming out early next year, so looking forward to that. All right, we're not going to go through every single thing leading up to this because some of it is just, I mean, not that it's not important parts of the story, but it's about the huge material stuff, and I'm basically just going to skip along to the live stream itself if Monk gets here before, But this is right after Cloud disappears and the weapons have come out. And now Tifa's on this journey to find Cloud. Now, if you know OG, you can pretty much just skip the Medill. That is not going to be the case in Revelation, I'm sure. They're going to make a proper storyline because if you don't know OG when you first play it, obviously, you're searching around until you find the clues to tell you where Cloud is. But obviously, if you've already played it before, you can just go straight there. They don't require you to do that. I'm sure they're going to make some specific route that you have to go. You can't just jump to Medill and bam, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. But that's what they do here just because this is an abbreviated version of the story. So when you see that lines, if you know OG and you see that there are classic lines that you don't see here, it's because some of those lines, like the Tender Memories line, you actually have to walk up to Cloud, and it's an optional, no, I wouldn't say optional, but missable line. You know what I'm saying? It's a missable line. There are certain missable things because, as I said, you're having to search around to figure out what to do, and you come across these gems. So some of them aren't there, but that doesn't mean they no longer matter. They aren't in the game or blah, blah, blah. Okay? Yeah. Like some people are trying to claim, the same crazies that always trying to claim something about, But, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're starting right off in Medill. I'm going to have the sound low so that y'all can hear me. Yeah, if you've seen gameplay at OG, I mean, that's what Cody did, so, hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, John, I'm pretty sure we all did because we didn't know where the hell we went. Well, except me because my brother already, my brother played it. I watched him play before I played it, so I knew a lot of the stuff before, before I actually played it myself. So, like, in this version, they're directed by this old man to the, that someone with Cloud's description was seen at the town clinic. And it says Tifa's racing over there. So, Tifa's racing immediately to Cloud and everybody's, chasing after her. What's also I like about that is in Dear Destiny. Now, this is, I wouldn't say necessarily retcon, but it is not explained. It is not shown this way prior to Dear Destiny. But Jesse, I believe, happens to mention that there's some hot blonde soldier in town wandering around. And Tifa goes racing out of the bar, and that's where her portion. I'm sorry, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. It's not much of a spoiler, but just telling you exactly where Tifa's part ends is right before the train station reunion. So when you see the summary of Dear Destiny, it's saying that, by the way, if you can hit the like button, that'd be very appreciated. It will help the algorithm get other people to see that we're streaming. Okay. Appreciate it. But yeah, that the description of Dear Destiny mentions this fated reunion at the train station. Well, I mean, any OG or any Cloud, and they immediately knew they were talking about the train station reunion between Cloud and Tifa 7 years after they after the promise. You know, it is what kickstarts the game. You know, because without that fated reunion with Tifa, he doesn't wake up and become the soldier Cloud that we know. He doesn't go on this whole journey. He doesn't meet the rest of the team. You know, he doesn't meet Avalanche, he doesn't meet Barrett, he doesn't meet Aerith. None of this happens without that initial fatal reunion. And then of course before that, not give my boy Zach props. Obviously, Zach's sacrifice is why he's able to make it to Midgar, but why he's on this journey is because he reunited with Tifa, period. And Nojima flat out said this as well when he was talking about Ryu. He said the story starts when he reunites with his childhood friend Tifa. So for people who think that she doesn't, the whole thing would happen without it, no, quite literally not the case. If you're listening, that song in the background sound familiar to anybody? Just saying. A certain gold saucer moment. The one thing Knights pointed out is that this version of the clinic looks more similar to what you see with Dr. Sharon with his clinic in Rebirth, which is an interesting change because there are certain things that they change to match Re-Trilogy. If you've been playing Ever Crisis Long Term, like for instance Aerith's water burial, they actually, because it was a long running joke and OG like, where the hell is Cloud standing? How is this even happening? It just seems like he just floated in the water, because when you see Aerith lowering into the water, it just seems like this endless abyss. You're like, what the hell? so they actually changed up the burial landscape, so to speak, or area, so that it makes more sense how this is possible. Thank you, Horatio. Thank you for the happy birthday. Yes, we should have a countdown. Hour and 20 minutes. But yes, so and people noticed immediately that they changed it in Ever Crisis as well. Another thing that I'm very interested to see that we were going on about is now Cloud and Tifa are the only ones in the northern crater when they do the Nibelheim illusion. Normally in OG is Cloud, Tifa, and whatever your third character is. Now in Ever Crisis version, which obviously is ahead of Revelation, it's only Cloud and Tifa. Very interesting change, because they are the only ones relevant there. If you know what happens with the third character, they're just kind of sitting there. They might say a line or two, but it's irrelevant because they have nothing to do with it. But it was just a matter of the mechanics having a trio, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's a very interesting change as well. So this has some changes in it as well that are interesting. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, he apparently wouldn't let go of that busted sword. He's mentioned that the busted sword is in the background. So they're explaining that Cloud has advanced Mako poisoning. Man, and this wheelchair thing just breaks your heart, even in OG, even though it's a little goofy looking just because it's, you know, the polygons. God, but man, this music and stuff just breaks your heart. Because Tifa is shocked by what she learns in Northern Crater, but then she finally resolves to find Cloud. And this is the broken state she finds him in, and she's given no hope of recovery for Cloud. Yes, the other Baron. They said, I think we just heard Tifa's heart breaking in there, yes. And now the rest of the team, they're not trying, you know, they're trying to be supportive, but like, look at even the way that if you look at the way they all empty the room, it's very reminiscent actually to what they did during Aerith's death. Where one by one they kind of just start walking away, and you know, and then one of them caresses her face or whatever, and it's just like, man, they're like, down goes another one, you know. It's like, man. Also, I have to make jokes not to cry, because oh God, I just can't stand Tifa. Ah, no! Tifa, don't cry. Oh, it breaks my heart. Yeah, I cannot wait to start streaming again with y'all on camera. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have a blast on the way to Revelation. And I'm telling you, oh my God. Revelation is going to have us all in shambles for one reason or another. Us for good reasons. Oh, CloTi. Oh God, these tears fall from her face. I can't deal with it. Poor baby. And what's interesting, they've also made it to where Barrett now is the only one that Sephiroth tricks into with the black materia stuff in Northern Crater. And they do have set parties in this section as well. Whereas before, it could either be Red 13 or Barrett. This time around in the Ever Crisis, it's only Barrett. And trust me, I try, because I'm a software developer, so I try to break stuff. You know what I'm saying? I try to see what's possible. Yes. The comments are full of people who are, oh man, just like, yeah, look. Very emotional time in the story. Yeah, a dog howling like that after they say he has to get better. Generally not a good sign, unfortunately. Barrett saying the quiet part out loud, because everybody's like, didn't he just help, set off black materia? Cast black materia? Now, if you're unfamiliar, by the way, with, let's stop here for a second, and we're going to go past these little battles. Monk, I think, just messaged me. So she might be joining in a second here. If you aren't familiar with OG, and again, by the way, I should have said, and I always should say, huge spoilers. huge spoilers. All this. I'm a compilation person, so if you see Revelation when they're talking about Medill, this is the area they're talking about. When you see the weapons attacking and all that, this is what's going on in the original. Again, an abbreviated version, but this is what's going on. By the way, that black cat is so creepy on the. Y'all see that black cat on the corner of the building right there? I forgot the thing was there. It scared me for a second. Oh, but yeah, so now, so you can kind of compare and contrast what you're looking at. And one thing that's interesting, there's actually in Ultimania, the one with Zack on the cover. that's going to be translated in English, but this sometime this month in the next week or two. But yeah, it actually mentions Gongaga and Medeal together. Now we all know, of course, for Rebirth, that's where they came up. That's where Nojima put Tifa's live stream scene, and so it's very interesting that they connect these two in the Ultimania, because that's where her live stream scene is, and then of course we know this is where Cloud's live stream scene happens, and they actually have a similar terrain, type feel as well, jungle-ish, and it looks like we're going to be able to explore Medeal this time around. Looks like there's going to be a lot to do in that area, during and after the live stream scene. So very excited for that. I absolutely love Medeal. It's gorgeous in the Revelation trailer. Cannot wait. All right, so we're getting into a battle here, and we can. All right, this part is important, and then Monk might be ready after that, and we're gonna head on to the live stream scene. Okay, yeah, she said she'd be here in about 15 minutes. Cool. And that was 5 minutes ago. Yeah, the 10th anniversary Ultimate. I have it. I have the Kindle and the physical copy, but that was a long time ago. Hey, Triple Eight. Yeah, long time no chat. How you doing? So this is an important part. Oh man, I'm telling you, when we have not even scratched the surface. What you have to understand with Revelation, that 12 minutes we got has not even scratched the freaking surface, okay? In fact, some of that stuff was new stuff. But, oh my God, like when we start getting to this type of stuff, lines that OG fans are going to immediately recognize, and oh my God, I just cannot. It's going to be a mess. Thank you, Reset. Yeah, Reset. It looked absolutely gorgeous in the trailer. By the way, there was a line here, and honestly, I forget what it was, because, I knew there were mistranslations all over OG, but, I don't remember every single one. But this, at a time like this, I'm sorry, everyone, at a time like this is something that, of course, Tifa haters like to exploit. They claim that her English makes her out to be a selfish bitch or some shit, whatever. They come up with crazy stuff all the time. But that is a line that they actually fixed, because that's actually what she says in the Japanese. I'm pretty sure that's the line that they were talking about. That is actually what she says in the Japanese. And there's such a juxtaposition. And I know the people who watch me actually know how I feel about both girls. Okay, so I don't mean this with any animosity whatsoever. I mean this with all love. Just listen to the analogy that I'm making, because you have these dual heroines for a reason. There are many reasons. There are things that, complement one another. There are things that contrast, and, there are things that they have in similar, things that are opposite with them. And what's very interesting is, my perspective, you have these two heroines, their heroine's journey. Aerith starts out as honestly, the only word I can use is like, there's more selfishness involved. And by that, I mean, and I don't even mean unjustified, frankly. The girl is born, etc. She has no control whatsoever what her blood heritage is. She's captive from birth. You know what I'm saying? And she just wants to be a normal girl. So she spends a lot of time just trying to do normal things. She wants to have fun. She wants to, and then of course she fell in love with Zach and all that. And then she spends a lot of time just trying to live, just trying to, escape as, kind of escape this fate of hers. And I don't mean this even her death. I just mean this fate of who she is. She goes to Cosmo K and these people are fawning all over her simply because of her bloodline. It's like, I'm just a normal girl. I just want to be me. So in a way you could see is more of a little more selfish, but ultimately her selflessness, her love for the planet is what truly makes her a heroine, and whether you think she actually sacrificed herself or whether you think it was a tragic, accident that actually went on to save the planet. The point is, she knew what kind of journey she was on in the first place. She knew, and she knows what happened to her people. She's the only one left. Genova's back. She knew it probably wasn't going to end well for her one way or the other. Whether she knew for sure it was going to be in, sorry, in Forgotten Capital now, it's not really the point. I think she just knew there was a tragic end to her story one way or the other. And she still chose to go on that journey. So all the credit to the world for that. And like I said, even though she just wants to be a normal girl, she just wants to fall in love and be happy. And, she ultimately, her selflessness is what saves the planet. Whereas I see this contrast where Tifa's constantly giving and giving and giving to the point where it's a detriment to her. But in this act of seeming selfishness where she's like, I need to stay with Cloud. I want to be with Cloud. I'm sorry. I know everything that's going on. I know the planet's in turmoil, but my heart is telling me this is where I need to be. That actually is what saves Cloud when she finally chooses her heart over everyone else. That's what saves Cloud. So it's a very interesting dynamic in contrast. I know I may not have the perfect wording for this. Some people may take umbrage with the word selfish versus selfless and whatever. But again, that's why I said understand what I'm trying to get at when I say that. It's a very interesting dynamic that goes on there. And because in Tifa's case, selflessness actually is a negative quality sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she is selfless to the point that, like I said, it's a detriment to her. And selfish or selflessness, sometimes it's healthy to be selfish. Sometimes it's not healthy to be selfish. And the same thing with selflessness. Anything in excess can be a negative. Hi, Reaper. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wish. So I think just if you step away from just deciding you hate one character because they get with the guy you want them to be with or not, blah, 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 and this and that. And you should just take a little step back and look at the story as a whole picture. There's a lot of beautiful things all in there. And so, yeah, Tifa in this moment is like, I choose me. I choose what I want in this moment. I like that. Bear's like, let me just ask the question. Is you sure this is Cloud? He's not wrong. I mean, it's worth asking. Yeah, okay then. Sorry, but I had to ask. And that's the thing is, Tifa really has no evidence. Not really. I mean, there's some evidence, but it's really just her instinctual feeling, her gut that's telling her, this is my Cloud. This is the Cloud from Nibelheim. And it's her conviction in that. Again, think about the fact that Hamaguchi used the word resolve. These characters find their resolve. He keeps talking about resolve. One of the biggest resolves in this game is Tifa deciding to go save Cloud. I'd say the single biggest, frankly, in my opinion. All right, Monk should be getting here any minute now. All right, so one is written. God, Heidegger, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to off all of these people for real.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Agent of Chaos. Hey, Monk.
Hey.
All right, everybody. Monk. TifaTheMonk. I was saying Monk the Tifa. Lord, I don't know what I'm saying. Everybody, TifaTheMonk is here. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great.
Whoop, whoop.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes, I'm quite excited. And it's been a hell of a birthday month already, so.
I know.
Oh,
You're gonna have
man.
to. If this is the kind of birthday presents you're getting, we're gonna give you a birthday every month.
Every month.
Because Cody gave you the biggest birthday present ever.
Oh my God! And hey, look, look, we got Dear Destiny coming out in English, and we got voice lines. You know, we finally got to see the live stream scene. In Ever Crisis, we got the Cody and Britt panel. Mm-hmm.
We got a 30-year-old mistranslation.
Oh yeah, you break it up a little. Yeah. They finally fixed them mistranslations, because there was 2 in here. I'm pretty sure that they fixed. They got those mistranslations fixed, and we got that fantastic trolling about the tourist thing. That was hilarious.
Oh man, that was hilarious. Cody being in peak form for all of that.
Yeah. So, hello, fellow tourists. If I call y'all tourists, you know what I'm saying.
That's our new inside joke now.
Yes, we're gonna be touring all the way to Cloudy being canon in part 3. You know, I keep saying part 3 still because I'm like conditioned to say it. But
exactly, girl. We're gonna have to like completely retrain ourselves to say revelation now. Revelation.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a whole lot of revelations from lot of revelations going on. I mean, we got this we got this original Buster Sword thing with Hollow. Now these Zack Aerith references with Hollow.
God. And remember when Claire?
You break it up.
You know how? Oh,
yeah.
God damn it! Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying that Clarence used to give me all kinds of hell every time I'd say the Hollow, at least in part, was referencing Zack. And then Rebirth came out and vindicated me, and now this happens, and I'm vindicated again. So, you know.
Love the smell of vindication in the morning. Yeah, I guess we're going to find out who the damn tourists are by the end of all this, aren't we? Oh,
yeah.
I promise it ain't us. I'm just saying.
Yeah, telling the man that just, spent 500 hours recording the main character, telling him he don't know what the hell he's talking about when he's read every single line of dialogue for Cloud Strife in the upcoming game, too. And then he's up there gushing. And he's up there gushing about how much content Cloud and Tifa, how many moments, special moments, like the Gold Saucer Day. Again, we have the context of what type of scenes these are. And he's saying, so many.
And he heard what she said.
He heard exactly what she said. And let me tell you something. If I were Clarith, I'd be real freaked out about now.
Yeah, for real. I mean, again, it'd be one thing if this was 5 years ago. Okay. And none of us knew what the hell was about. He's read every single. He knows what interactions Cloud has with every single character in the next game, and he out here on Main Street acting a plumb cloudy fool. Okay, that's a done deal right there. Just saying. All right, girl.
Stick a fork in this LTD. It is done.
It is DUN. Okay. All right. But anyway, so so we're going to just go straight to the live stream thing, because this is going to be a lot to get through. And then we'll go to the Cloud. I was about to say the Cloud and Tifa panel. I keep calling them Cloud and Tifa now. No, Cody and Britt.
Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. Let's drop the pretense.
Yeah, like
it's
really.
A panel.
All right, so man, this wheelchair thing kills me every time. So Cloud started screaming.
Oh my God!
Cloud started screaming, "They're coming!" And then the weapon hits, and of course, we've all been speculating, like, are they still gonna have that? How did Cloud sense the weapon? Especially with this whole thing with the new weapons, like, what's gonna happen? Tifa refuses to leave Cloud. Yeah, real quick, Thermashika said, can I also mention that Cody only knows about the scenes he voiced? Imagine what scenes he doesn't know, because words aren't the only way you tell people how you feel. Yeah, exactly. But he knows for sure, I'm telling you. Based on the way that man is acting, that man has said "I love you" to some character, and he knows what character it was. Okay, I'm telling y'all that there's too much conviction in his words for him to just be out there talking out of his ass on this. Okay, and with less than a year to go, and he's voiced every line. He knows damn well if he told Aerith or Tifa "I love you," I promise you, he knows who Cloud confessed to. That man ain't gonna know that he confessed to both girls or confessed to Aerith and then be running out on Main Street screaming CloTi. Okay? Not happening. Okay? Because Cody ain't no fool. And the thing is, I don't know if I was telling you a nightmare, but Cody, it's not like Cody has not been embroiled in an LTD game for. It's not like he's, LTD situation before with the media that he's in. So it's not like he's going to. He's already been broken in with this. It's not like he's going to lie to himself or lie to the audience. He has no reason to. It's like, if he thought that this game was both girls or whatever, he'd come out and say it. He wouldn't, it wasn't like the rest of us where we grew up with these characters for decades and whatever. He was completely open to whatever the story was going to be. So he has absolutely no reason, especially at this juncture, to sit out. But we getting ahead of ourselves. I'm just saying that shit is over. I'm just telling y'all right now. Hear me now, quote me later. This is a done deal. Okay,
this is over. This took the LTD out to the woodshed and shot it like Old Yeller.
Old Yeller got better treatment than this, because my God. But it's highly possible he has seen scenes for specific line reads if it was something important. Yeah, and that's also another thing. But also you have to understand he's going to get direct. They're all going to be getting pretty explicit directions at this point too, because this is the end. There's nothing to leave up in the air. You know what I'm saying? They made it very clear. This is a definitive end. There's closure. And the way that Britt and Cody coming out here saying this too, like, you get closure in this game. What does that mean in a game that's embroiled in an LTD? It doesn't mean that everything's up in the air and you might be married to one girl in one and married to another one in another and nobody in the next Sephiroth in another. That's not closure.
I know. It's up to player interpretation.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Get the hell out of here with that shit.
The earth being flat is up to interpretation as well, depending on who you ask. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get back to this. I've been telling me and Monk and I did a video called "The LTD is Over, CloTi is Canon" years ago, and we still get comments on that, and I'm telling you. Man, we made that 2021 or 2022. We were way ahead of the curve, girl. I cannot wait. Whew, Lord.
It was before Rebirth. I remember that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right, so Tifa's like, "Hey, Cloud, we gotta go. Shit happening out here. All right, but it's just so cute. She refuses to leave Cloud. Oh my God, it's just.
A charm imbued with a fervent desire to stay by one side for eternity."
Oh my God. I am going to be bawling my eyes out this entire portion of the game.
Oh my God. Well, didn't Cody promise us that there would be tears?
Oh, well, he wasn't lying. Yeah, most certainly. Like, she could have saved herself. Oh my God. Okay. A sudden gush from the Lifestream erupts under Tifa and Cloud's feet, violently separating the two. Swallowed up by the rapid torrent, Tifa eventually loses consciousness. Oh my God. When she starts screaming out for Cloud in the void.
Oh man.
I'm not going to be able to handle this.
Right. And now we're actually going to be able, and I'm guaranteed we're going to be able to hear the voices that she's hearing when she's like, no, it wasn't me and stuff, and like feeling tormented by the voices that she's hearing.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be similar to chapter 18, but obviously not the same. We're actually going to be hearing more actual dialogue, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do need to give us audiobooks for both of them. Hey, look, well, I can tell you right now, I have a feeling the work won't be turned down if they decided to do Trace of Two Paths and did Destiny in audio form. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Man, I have been begging for this forever.
Oh my God, Tifa's giving up. Oh my God, help me, Cloud. She finally screams out for Cloud to help her. Oh my God, Tifa, hold on. Oh my, I'm telling y'all, if you haven't played FF8, this is so similar to FF8 when Renault and Squall, there's a part where they're lost in a dark place. I'll put it that way to not spoil too much. And it feels so hopeless. And you're just sitting there like, oh my God, if I just killed off the main characters, and then finally a little bit of hope comes gleaming in. It's very similar to this. And it was intense in 1999, so I cannot imagine with these graphics in 2027. Cloud?
Oh man.
I think it reminds me of that meme. Bitch, you live like this? What is this?
You occupy every facet of his soul, Tifa. That's what happened.
And let's remind everybody that they made something called Lifestream pancakes years ago, which would look greenish like this, and then when you peeled off the layers, it was ice cream underneath that was black, white, and red, which represented Tifa. We said it was
not
over
very
there.
Subtle. It was not very subtle at all, was it?
Look at her reaching out to him. You're searching, aren't you, Cloud? Searching for yourself. Yeah, the other Baron. So they have Square Enix cafes in Japan. And one of them, they did promise drinks. They had alcoholic and non-alcoholic promise drinks. They had makawais and some other stuff. And they also had live stream pancakes because they do themed food as well.
They need to bring those back.
Look it up. Look up CloTi and live stream pancakes. I promise it'll come up immediately. They were gone by the time I got to Japan, unfortunately. I did get Eric's parfait though, and it was absolutely delicious, I will say. My friend got Eufy's. I was going to get Clouds, but I hate banana and chocolate, so that was not going to happen. The gates of Nibelheim. 5 years ago, Sephiroth passed through these gates. Oh, sorry. Ah, dang it. Sorry, I've been sitting there talking the whole time. Let's back up just a little bit. Sorry. Thanks, Nightmare. It said that the thumbnail came back up instead of this. So just to show y'all this real quick. Luckily, we weren't too far off. So, Tifa's lost in the void. She's calling out for Cloud. And Tifa's hearing voices in this moment. So she starts screaming at him, stay back. She's scared. And then she falls to her knees and asks for Cloud to help her. And this is what we were talking about. So I accidentally hit a button on my streaming thing. There we go. It's so funny. I was watching on one screen, but I did see the thing on the other one that didn't click. There we go. So yeah, this is Cloud Subconscious. And yes, the live stream pancakes are kind of the similar color. And by the way, everybody's played Rebirth at this point, I assume. Look in the far background. That streak of orange light in the background. Doesn't that look very similar to something we know from Rebirth?
Don't look at the sky.
Yeah, just saying. And that's from OG. Again, none of this stuff is new. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the lore, this is why Red Herring Gang has said pretty consistently. Now, yeah, we were all up in there wondering what the hell was going on at one point, but the more you dig into OG and the compilation, the more you realize none of this stuff is really that new. We even find the stuff in Before Crisis. Nightmare was playing it earlier, and she was like, girl, there are some references in here I had no clue about, but like, man, There's even references in Before Crisis that you could immediately pick up on in Crisis Core and OG and stuff. I'm like, dang.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing about Nojima. If you are familiar with the way that he writes, he loves to connect to everything.
Mm-hmm. So that's why we kept saying there is no need for multiverses and all this stuff. The lore of OG already allows for all that we're seeing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mashika, that's Shamika, sorry. I never get your name right. Even Zach fans get offended when I say he isn't an optional live stream, saying, yeah, he met Cloud a couple of years ago. Like, he doesn't know Cloud. He just doesn't. He didn't grow up with him.
Mm-hmm.
So the most he can confirm is that he knew a boy named Cloud for a year, you know, and then there was a boy named Cloud that went to Nibelheim, but he can't really confirm that the one he's looking at in the present is him.
Only Tifa can be the one to confirm. And as Cody said during that panel, sorry to bring up the panel again, but he did say no one knows Cloud like Tifa does. No one.
And he's burying the lead too, which we'll get to, because that's not the only reason. That's another thing people fail to understand. That is half the reason that it can only be Tifa.
Exactly. As we will see here shortly.
People are still holding on to Zach joining the party in Medill. Yeah, that's not happening. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I'm gonna tell these people the same thing I tell these Earth Lives people. He's dead.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
breaking news: Zach Fair is no longer amongst the living.
This is the Nibelheim you remember.
Now.
This is the Nibelheim you remember, right? It's the same as my Nibelheim. This is why this is our Nibelheim. Oh my god.
Yeah. This scene.
I just go, Sephiroth and a young and vibrant operative. Tal said Tifa's also the only person Cloud will allow in. Again, yeah, because his head is not a virtual reality on a stage in gold saucer. So sad to tell you.
Exactly.
Where Kate Sith or whoever could just insert random people into it, okay? Yeah, what?
Exactly. And the thing is that what people are not understanding is that this very topic was kind of already answered in Rebirth. Again, to bring up Aerith's gold saucer date, she offers Cloud the opportunity to open up to her about what's going on with him, and he shuts it down.
He's like,
the old copium about that scene was that, Cloud doesn't understand what's happening to him. He doesn't understand what Aerith is talking about. That's why he says, oh, but I'm right here. But we know that that's not true because Cloud opens up to Tifa before this scene in Gongaga. That's what that dialogue is. He opens up to Tifa and it's like, I feel like there's multiple people living inside me. I don't know what's going on.
He says, sometimes I don't even know who I am. And then Aerith says, Aerith says, I'm searching for you. And he's like, but I'm standing right here. Like, it's okay.
Exactly.
Come on, I mean.
That's the developers shining a big flashing neon sign in your face saying, only Tifa. Not Aerith, not Barrett, not goddamn Kate Sis, not Sid, not Emilio, not Johnny. not Johnny, not Zach Fair. Only Tifa is Cloud willing to, quote, open his heart to.
I would know because I don't have a hometown. So in the original, this is where. So when we went to Calm flashback originally, Sephiroth, and well, I'll keep it playing. You think he's talking to Cloud, the soldier. He's talking to Cloud. But Not Genova. Zach is the soldier that walks up. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to understand, people who weren't there in OG, like, this was a freaking shocker. Like, this whole thing, you're like, okay, they're going through the memories.
Mind-blowing.
Yes.
The first time you play this whole shit is mind-blowing. Because you're learning right alongside Cloud what's going on. And Tifa, because this is a revelation. Again, revelation for both of them. For both of them.
Mm-hmm. And so this is the first time you actually see, like, you see Cloud here, but then you actually see what happened. And there's only 2 soldiers with him in the OG, right? There's 3 here. I still don't understand that part, but yeah. Well, she wasn't wrong, because when he figured out that his memories were wrong, he collapsed and helped Sephiroth cast media. So, I mean, she wasn't wrong.
And that it becomes even more apparent with Rebirth, with having multiple instances where Cloud is just completely losing his mind. Like, they made Cloud even more unhinged in Rebirth.
And see, this is what I keep telling people who come up with this nonsense about Tifa. She says, Cloud, you didn't come to Nibelheim 5 years ago. That's a lie. So she's trying to help, even if she had said this to him in his broken state. Now he's in the time where he has acknowledged he wasn't really a soldier, and he's acknowledged how broken he is. And now, you have to understand, she's screaming out to Cloud, help me. Tifa's basically like the same thing that happened to Cloud is happening to Tifa in real time when they fall into the Lifestream stage. She's slowly going crazy and might very well die. She's in a pinch, one might say. When she's trapped or in trouble, promise you'll come and save me. That is why Cloud pulls her into his subconscious. And now, this isn't just a matter of, I need to save myself. I need to, restore my true self. This is literally a matter of life or death. I either face this truth or Tifa dies, or I don't keep my promise. This all comes back to the promise every time.
It's all exactly everything. This is the connecting point to everything. And in case anyone's wondering which version of the quote unquote real version of the Highwind scene, it's the High Affection one, because that is the version of the Highwind scene that delves into this. Because Cloud tells Tifa straight up, he says, I heard your voice calling to me in the live stream, and after all, I promised if you were ever in trouble, I'd come to help.
Exactly. It's full circle.
Everything is connected. It's full circle.
The promise connects all the pieces at the end of the day. That's why Cloud and Tifa, beneath the story of the meteors and holy and Cetras and aliens and Sephiroth and Shinra and all that, beneath all of that, at the very
rainbows and stamps and multiverses and all this other bullshit.
Okay, at the very core of this is a boy who grew up to a girl. It's a classic girl next door story. Went to the army to impress. He felt her. Went to the. He's in love with her. Felt he felt her. Went to the army to impress her. And at the end of the day, this all for Cloud as a character boils down to this: keeping a promise to the girl he loved. That's
Absolutely.
it. Yes, Final Fantasy VII itself is not a love story. But Cloud's personal story is a love story, and I've said this before, and this is where Claudia and Clarence get it, and non-shippers just simply do not. I will say this. Whether you're Claudia and Claire, you understand that the core of Cloud's story is a love story. The argument is what the love story is. Ours, backed up by decades of canon, there's You know, not so much, but I will give them credit on that. They understand this is not just a matter of meteors and blah, blah, you know. The Cloud himself has a love story going on. The big argument is what it is, okay?
It's not it is not up to player interpretation.
It's definitely not up to player interpretation. They just, you know, just certain people understand it. Some people, you know, not so much. But I'm trying to actually have a moment of agreement here. This is where non-shippers simply don't get it, because they are so hell-bent on ignoring anything shipping wise that they are missing a critical part of Cloud's story in and of it. And this is what you're looking at. This is why this is always said to be the climax of the story by the developers, not by me, not by Monk, by the developers. Just saying. And if you look at the stuff people are looking for in part 3, 90% of the arguments are about what? The Lifestream scene, Highwind scene, Northern Crater. Okay? And all of those directly connect to this. That tells you everything you need to know. Period. All right, we're going to keep it moving. All right, so now the real memory is coming in. Now this is like, again, an OG, this is holy is that something like, you know, you're like, oh my God, who is that? I don't even think you know who Zach is I mean, you've heard of him, but you don't know who that is. Yeah. The first glimpse you get of Zach is that photo. Is that, I'm sorry, it's the Nibelheim illusion and what's the name? Yes, an Age of Chaos rightfully said. People also bless you. Bless you.
Sorry, excuse me.
No, you're fine. People also forget that the Lifestream scene is important for Tifa because it lets her learn that Cloud really did save her 5 years ago. If someone else joined Cloud in the Lifestream scene and told Tifa the truth later, lame. Yeah, exactly. Again, like, so anybody else being here would just be a spectator in all this. Again, think of Cloud and Aerith on the water tower. Okay, she's just a spectator, and this guy, you know, like, he's up there reminiscing, and he's talking to her, but he just starts honing into Tifa's window to the point where Aerith has to call her. Oh, so I guess this is where you came to gawk at Tifa and hope that she waves at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's any character, Aerith, Zach, whoever, all they're gonna be doing is sitting there listening to Cloud go on and on and on about Tifa and how he did all this for her and blah, blah. Like, what does that serve for him to tell some random third party rather than tell her? The whole point is it's a confession to her. Thank you.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, again, this is one of my favorite little tiny lore bits from Crisis Core is when Cloud is standing outside of Tifa's window, but by the water tower in the middle of the night. Zach walks over to him and says, "Hey, you know, you can't sleep or whatever." And then he tries to, you know, pry Cloud for, you know, what he's up to, like what memories or whatever, because he says, "Oh, I'm just." What is he remembering or something? I forget exactly what the dialogue was, but basically, Cloud's like, "Oh, good night, Zach." You know, he just shuts the conversation down. And then if you look at the Ultimania, it specifically meant. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You good?
Okay. Where the Ultimania just flat out says that Cloud, the promise is so precious to Cloud that he won't even share it with Zach. Like, he will not tell anybody about this promise. And because it's such a precious memory to him.
it's a precious memory to him, and also I think because he doesn't feel he's fulfilled it yet too, so I think there's a pain in that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's come back to Nibelheim, failed in keeping his promise. You know what I'm saying? To him. When you see in Tifa, in contrast, she's not thinking, she's saying soldier, but just as an identifier. She's not saying, "Oh, I want Soldier Cloud." She's saying, "Hey, do you know a soldier named Cloud?" She's looking for him. She's not. The greatest soldier that ever lived is standing right in front of her. She could not care less. Clearly, she's not just looking for a soldier.
Yeah, there's 2 soldiers there. She doesn't give a rat's ass about either of them. She just wants Cloud.
She said it's just y'all here? All right, I guess. Whatever.
Whatever.
And that's what Zach's like, weirdo.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. It's like, Tifa is... this is another thing that just separates Tifa from the rest of the town. She's the only person in the entire town that doesn't give a rat's ass about these guys here. Everybody else is like, oh my god, Sephiroth. And Tifa's like, yeah, whatever, man.
Everybody's falling all over themselves for these guys, and she's like, yeah, all right. Well, none of them are my blonde soldiers, so whatever. And I mean, we're not talking about some ugly ducklings either. I mean, if she just wanted some hot, handsome guy to come save her, you know, Zach fits the bill. Sephiroth certainly fits the,
I mean, I'd take him. But
hey, you know, no, Sephiroth's the same, but I'll look at him though. But oh my god, that Starry Night at the water tower, like Cloud. These bars that Cloud be spitting sometimes are insane. Okay,
I know.
It's the night I made. It's like the place I made that promise to you. I'm like, didn't they just have a whole fight yesterday and break up, and then he flirted his ass off the next morning? Come on, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then not only that, but then he's like reminiscing about the exact shade of green that Tifa's dress was and everything. I'm like, dog.
Which, by pure coincidence, is reminiscent of the colors we're seeing in this live stream. I'm sure, just by pure coincidence.
Pure coincidence.
By the way, that some clown was like, notice they took out the tender memories. So if you don't know the OG, there's a line that's famous. He says tender memories, and they didn't have it here.
A sealed up secret wish, tender memories that no one can ever know, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not here. One thing I was mentioning, this is an abbreviated version. So stuff where you actually had to walk up to people and get that dialogue, since, you know, this is a shortened version, they just go through. But that doesn't mean that the lines contradicted it, because they were saying because of some stuff that Cloud says later. I'm like, dude, tender has more than one meaning. These are tender memories because they're sensitive, because they're sore memories. I mean, you know, like, because it was about them almost dying. It's about not protecting Tifa. It wasn't like when they say a tender kiss. And by the way, it's not a coincidence that the word tender was used there, by the way, but it's a different meaning. A tender kiss meaning a sweet, you know, precious kiss, versus this tender memories as in, you know, sores, and, you know, this is the moment where this is where his hero journey began, because he felt like he failed her that day. And
right,
you know, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that tender memories, I think, is actually the title of the chapter, so it wasn't exactly removed. It was actually
it was
more significant because
secret or something. Yeah, you're right. So yeah. It's yes, they are precious memories. They are sweet memories, but they're bittersweet as well. Like it is about their childhood, but this specific memory that they go to is a you know, a pain point, because that's when he feels like he failed her. She almost died, etc. And our promise that night. What if the memory was just a lie? Oh God, have mercy! Don't rush, Cloud. Don't answer too quickly. Keep going. You can talk.
I was just saying that it's just crazy to me how Claris will try to demonize all of this and stuff. And here's Cloud, and he's pained at the thought that the promise might be fake. Like, he wants that night on the water tower to be real, and he's pained at the thought that it might not be real. Like, that's obviously the promise on the water tower is something special to Cloud if he's that attached to it.
Exactly.
Think about it.
And he's so attached to the idea of fulfilling that promise that his mind created an entire, because the way that Genova cells work, because he has Genova cells in him, it's not that Genova directly was like looking at him like, I'm gonna do it, but the Genova cells in him reacted to his desire to be a soldier for Tifa, because that's what he thought he needed to be her special existence, as was just written. Again, if a book had said Cloud wanted to be Aerith's special existence a week before Rebirth came out, and then he kissed her and said game, I would have walked away then if I was going to be this upset about the outcome of the ship. I'm just saying. But that's just me. People also need to be ready for some lines to be different, moved around. Some of the classic lines might not be relevant. Yeah, I mean, and then let's just, I mean, for real, let's just be real on that. It's like, they're not going to be exact. I mean, we haven't gotten everything the exact, in re-trilogy, but for me, the importance is as long as the sentiment is there and the emotions there. I prefer the lines stay the same, obviously, but I'm not gonna write it off immediately if it's not verbatim at the same time. I'm very much open to see what they do with it. So I love how this thing has been titled FF7 Revelation the entire time. I'll change it later, whatever. All right. I'll change it when I re-upload it. But yeah, so like the sky that night, the heavens were filled with stars. I mean, they're sitting there, and again, so tender memories. It's a nuance. It's multiple things, because they were saying that Cloud hated that. He said something. You'll see it later. Something about he hated that a particular memory stood out to him, but it's the memory where he failed Tifa. That doesn't mean that none of the memories are tender or that it contradicted. Like, oh, it contradicted what he said. No, it didn't. Like. Go pick up a dictionary, for God's sake. Pick up a dictionary and just like take your mind out of the, out of the anti-Tifa gutter. You know what I'm saying? No, yeah, you already know, Agent. Yeah, Nojima betrayed us, Nomura betrayed. Everybody gonna be traitors and cowards and everything. By the time all this is over. Try and remember, Cloud.
And you best believe I'm gonna. I was just going to say, I'll be happy to throw around the whole tourist title at all of them.
Oh, yeah. I got my suitcase ready, girl.
Yeah.
You were so small then.
Oh.
And cute. I cannot wait for this. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, she was right, though. He was such a cute little boy.
Mm-hmm. They're both cute. Just look at that star going. Man, I can't wait to see where they're going to put that shooting star. It was just you and I talking to each other at the water tower.
They're both so adorable in this scene.
Look at her like that, and that's her. Very similar to her key art, by the way. I still believe you're the Cloud from Nibelheim, but you don't believe it yourself. Those memories aren't enough. Now, the main thing is what, since he did remember, and this is a genuine question, and what I have not answered for myself is, where is this going to go? Because the crux of it is him remembering, well, at least them discussing the mountain thing. They don't really fully remember it, but yeah. But sealed memory, yeah, that's the name of the section. What about your other memories? No, not memories. A memory is something that has to be consciously recalled, right? That's why there could be mistakes and changes. I think this is also going to be... I'm getting some feedback. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm good. I think that's also why they keep going back to what Tifa does and doesn't remember, because this was so long ago. Just talk about something, anything. Tell me something that's really important to you. Now, this is key. Everyone pay attention, class. You're making a lot of noise over there, Monk.
Sorry.
Yeah, you tearing my ears up on that. I was devastated. I wanted to be noticed. Noticed? By who? By who? You know who. You, Tifa. That's who. You, Tifa. That's who. You, Tifa. I'm
Very
sure
specific
maybe she's got a clone somewhere we don't know about it. Me? Why? Tifa, did you forget about those days? I'm sorry, but what are you talking about? See, and this is another thing. People have to forget, this is why Nojima wrote clarifying things in Traces to Past. Tifa literally doesn't remember this time. Because it says that she lost about half a year's worth of memories around this tragic accident. So this is very fuzzy for her. That's why she says in God Gaga, she only really knows what the boys told her. And Cloud, whenever asked, what happened, he would just acknowledge what the boys said. He would never say, well, this is A, B, and C that actually occurred. So really the main thing Tifa finds out is that Cloud, in fact, did not lead her up that mountain. And he stayed with her. But, and I forgot I have answered this question, but what she doesn't know is why. The main thing is why. What did he do all of this for? She still doesn't know why he wanted to be a soldier. She still doesn't know why this whole false persona came up and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the live stream saying this time around is really going to be about those type of revelations. It's not because Nojima realizes that too much of the fan base is convinced that the only thing this is about is remembering this moment or remembering the Nibelheim incident. It's not. It's a confession. It's a love confession from Cloud to Tifa. It's a confession of feelings, a confession of motivation, a confession of desire. That's why the portion in the Ultimania of this part is called True Desires. He desired to become a hero for Tifa. He desired to be noticed by Tifa. Now that you mentioned, I don't recall you ever being in my room. Let's see. Did she already say the line that we were talking about? Oh, yeah. So the memory of Cloud on the water tower sticks out to her most importantly. Now that's Tyler, Lester, and what the hell? Emilio. I can't believe he's the main one they talk about. So the Ultimania says basically that Cloud, in order to deal with his own feelings of insecurity, he would kind of project those feelings of inferiority on other people.
His little foot kick there is so cute.
Yes. So this is the line that Monk was talking about. Oh, hold on. Crap. I hit the wrong thing. So, and the OG, and what people like to use against Tifa for literally 29 years until this moment. And still do, frankly, but whatever, haters gonna hate. It said that I want to play, but you all wouldn't invite me in, something along those lines. The actual line in Japanese was, I want to play with y'all, but I didn't have the courage to ask.
I have the translation here. It says the botched English translation says, I really wanted to play with everyone, but you would never let me in the group. But the accurate Japanese translation for OG says, I really wanted to play with everyone, but I could never ask to be included.
Yes.
Very different implications there. And I will forever hate the fact that they did not correct this until almost 30 years later. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm, because
that shit should have been corrected immediately.
Because even in new iterations of the OG, these lines are still there. And they know they're wrong. Clearly they know they're wrong because they corrected it. So, but yeah, so that was the big line that people used to like to use as that's why you get this whole Tifa bullied Cloud thing. She did not bully Cloud. She never didn't allow him into the group. Okay. And Tracer 2 Pass, and again, why it's to your detriment if you're an FF7 fan, it is to your detriment to ignore the content in Tracer 2 Pass, which is now in Spanish, English, Japanese, French, okay? I believe French as well. Can't say that the information ain't out there in every language for you to read yourself. Okay. And the book we ain't talking about, we ain't even talking about the cost of a game. These books are $20 or less at this point, certainly. Okay.
Right.
So the Kindle version is like $12. You can read it today if you wanted to. $12. Okay. So, but it is to your detriment not to get this information because it goes into detail. And so does Rebirth. There are parts of Rebirth that say, well, you know, we'd always invite you to join, but I'd always invite you, but you never said yes, blah, blah, blah. It was Cloud who was doing this. And that's another thing because there's not just answers that Cloud gets. I'm sorry, Tifa gets, but I'm sorry, it's more answers than just why did he want to be a soldier? You know, answers like why did he grow distant? Because he didn't grow distant this day. He grew distant around the time her mother was dying, and she never knew why. She never knew why he lied to protect her on that mountain. There are questions that Trace the Two Paths leave out there that we're going to get answers to. There's going to be follow-up, you know. So again, I just highly recommend everybody read these before Revelation.
Yep.
And so he's kind of in a childish way, he's explaining this stuff. He's like, yeah, you know, he's realizing he kind of made it up in his mind that he was better than everybody when really he was just, you know, he didn't have the courage to ask. And the thing is with his behavior, because he says himself, I was a pain in the ass as a kid, you know, he's acting like someone who did not want to be part of the group. So then it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know, when he isn't part of the group. I mean, it's kind of like the Avalanche. And again, why, like you said earlier, Nojima ties everything together because you can equate this same behavior when he's in Sector 7 with Avalanche. Tifa can't force him to be part of Avalanche. She can't force him to get along with everybody. But she's invited, you know, she's saying, hey, make these connections. You could, even if you just think of it as business connections, it's important to make connections with other people. And eventually her encouragement as an adult, now removed away from the Nibelheim politics and things going on, the drama in Nibelheim, he actually does open up and makes friends. Well, he sadly loses soon after, but the point is, he opened up finally, and it went in a very positive way. But back then, since he was just a child, he didn't have the maturity, you know, they were all kids. They didn't have the maturity to think this through like adults. Now Tifa's an adult. Cloud's an adult, and they have adult logic now. Anyway.
Remember when they put the new iteration of this song in what was that Odin side quest, I think?
Yes.
Beyond the Mountain. Or is it on the other side of the mountain or something?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh my God. I
cried.
So now the kids, I don't know why they're still calling them Child A Child, but everybody know their names now, but whatever. Okay. Emilio, Lester, and Tyler, they're all talking about the other side of the mountain because there's a fable in Nibelheim that those who have died cross over to the other side of the mountain. So now she's, you know, Tifa in her grief, because her mother died that day. Tifa in her grief is wondering if her mother's over there, if she can go see her mom. I want to remind everybody she's 8 years old. So if you see people, you know, saying crazy stuff about her in this time, what were we all up to when we were 8? Okay. There's just some legitimately psychotic behavior in this fandom sometimes. But anyway, but yeah, so Cloud sees them going up there. He decides to follow. And you see this in Rebirth as well. The boys all start getting scared. Now, we don't see this part in Rebirth, but they all start getting scared one by one. They explain this, I think well, anyway, whatever, it's explained at some point. They all one by one start leaving. Cloud is the only one that won't leave Tifa's side. Oh shoot. Damn it, how long has the screen been up? God almighty, why do y'all say so?
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then Cloud actually makes commentary about this during his talk with Tifa and Gongaga. He says, you know, some friends, they were leaving you up there like that, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, even as an adult, he still, like, holds this resentment towards them for leaving her behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do need to see Thea.
Yep.
All right, I'm just going to remove this because it keeps getting in the way. Hold on, how the hell I keep? Okay.
Is my audio okay?
Yeah, your audio's fine.
Everybody.
Well, now,
Okay.
now suddenly, yeah, okay, yeah, you good now. But yeah, so yeah, I'll when I reload this, I'll fix that. Sorry about that. But anyway, both of us fell from the cliff. So yeah, he followed up there, and you see in Rebirth that he's saying, Tifa, your mom's not there. You know, turn around. We need to turn around. Then the bridge collapses. They both, and this is where in chapter 8 of Remake, Cloud says, I got away with scraped knees. He doesn't know he doesn't remember what he's talking about though in the moment. Yeah, they really didn't bother because he's still named Tifa's dad. They like, we really gonna keep this with the OG.
The man's name is Brian.
Yep. So Cloud felt at that moment, you know, he became very distant after this because he thought, you know, the whole village blamed him. He didn't refute it. And I have my reasons as to believe in why. And Tifa literally couldn't remember to refute anything. I mean, it really was for
I think
Cloud a damn... yeah, you go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that my theory on that is that Cloud was maybe thought that Tifa might get in trouble for going up there, and so he just decided he was just going to go ahead and take the fall for it anyway, just to protect Tifa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because... Yeah,
because
she was the reason that they went up there. I mean, she was trying to find her mom, and he didn't want her to get in trouble. And also, if you know, when the boys had told, they came down the mountain first and told one story, then he would have to call her friends liars. It might cause a rift and all that. It might blow up Tifa's whole world. Was left of it after her mother just died. It's just like, I was like, he just wasn't willing to do it to Tifa, in my opinion. Yeah, we're on the same page with that.
He was more willing to have his reputation take a hit rather than have any fallback land on Tifa. Plus, he was already blaming himself for the incident, so it wasn't that much more to have the village blame him when he was already blaming himself.
He felt the only reason it happens because he wasn't strong enough in the first place, which obviously he's 8. Right. I mean, he's 9. I mean, like, you know, but again, he's 9. It's not exactly entirely logical. But also, if you're not aware, the village already kind of sees him as this like bastard child. They don't like his mother, you know, because she's too modern, basically, too forward thinking. You know, she kind of doesn't know her place. You know, it's a very traditional village. And even without a husband, she's raising this kid on her own. Like, it's very, you know. And so Cloud was already looked to as this wild boy, this ruffian. So they didn't like him anyway. So, you know, it really didn't make too much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Tifa and her mom and her family, they, you know, I mean, I can't speak for Brian necessarily, but Tifa and her mom, they always liked Cloud and always, you know, Claudia and Thea got along and all that, but the village as a whole was not that they were flat out nasty to the Stripes, but like,
they had, you know, judgmental views.
Yeah, I mean, there was an air of judgment. There was an air of like the others, you know.
Right.
Now, in the OG, this is where she realized you can't be created 5 years ago, because how would you have that memory? A memory that Tifa didn't even remember, but Tifa can confirm is real. Because obviously she knows her mother died and all that. It's just a memory that got buried deep. And I think this, again, is another thing that's going to be coming up in Revelation. It's like, just because someone doesn't actively remember something doesn't mean the feelings aren't there, and that they're both going to come back to memories that were long buried deep. We all have memories that are buried deep. Somebody might mention, oh, you remember when we did this? Oh, yeah, I do remember that, you know, or something when you were really little. Hey, I remember when A, B, and C happened. You're like, well, shoot, I was 4. I don't remember, but I'm sure it happened. You know what I'm saying? I do have that scar as an example. How, you know, like, yeah, I remember how you got this scar. Blah, blah. Oh, well, that would explain how I got this scar, you know. people just think, what, you know, I know this isn't a black and white game, but at the same time, people just overthink some of this stuff way too much. It's just not, it's really not as
well. Like I keep mentioning, this is not Citizen Kane. This is a video game rated T for teen. You know, there's some complex themes here, but it really is not that convoluted as people try to make it out to be. Like, there is a fairly simple story that serves as the backbone for all of this. And Cloud's story in particular, once you understand all like the Genova stuff, like his actual origin story is very straightforward. It's very relatable. Like, his whole goal is to impress the girl next door. I mean, that is the most like,
that is classic
everyman, you know, origin story ever, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
And it makes Cloud very human, and it, you know, it makes him a very relatable hero, because he has a very relatable goal. Like, yeah, what person doesn't want to impress, you know, their crush or whatever, you know? And who it's again, Cloud is this very, you know, ordinary boy, but he just gets thrown into these extraordinary circumstances.
Yes, and what's also extraordinary about this situation at the same time is, yes, we've all had a crush and all this stuff, but this is far beyond crush. If you have a sad moment that happens in your childhood, most people don't say, let me run off during an act of war to become a great soldier so that I can come back being a man worthy of the girl that I'm in love with. The boy was 9 when he started thinking about this, and continued until 16 when all this went down. Okay, like this became a life mission for Cloud, not simply let me, like the other boys are like, let me go make some money. You know what I'm saying? That's a far more relatable. I'll go get rich. I'll go or get a good job, and you know, I'll get some status about me, and and then come back. Because it wasn't about the status of heroes, about what a hero can. And in two ways, because yes, a hero gets attention. So in that sense, but he wanted to be a hero also because the whole point was he felt like he couldn't protect the girl he loved. So he wants to be the type of person that can. That's why he didn't just run off and become Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
Money doesn't protect, but being strong enough to protect the girl he loved, that is what is key.
Exactly. And here's the thing too with Cloud is that if it was, he didn't just treat the promise like, you know, some exchange or whatever, like, because Tifa, she's like, just once, you know, just one time. Cloud took that and said, I'm going to make this like a lifetime commitment here, because Cloud saves Tifa multiple times. Multiple times he fulfills that promise, and yet he still keeps doing it. Because Cloud just took that on as like his whole, like, life's mission at this point.
Exactly. Because it was a lot, because he never intended. I think that's part of his surprise. Is like, I mean, one that she got, because they tend to miss each other sometimes. He's like, he's saying I want to be great like Sephiroth, but she's missing the point. You know what I'm saying? She's not saying it as he wants to be this great war hero for me, or you know, he's doing it so that he can be the type of guy that protects me. She's thinking, when he says that, that's why she says he's like an ordinary boy, because this sounds like if you're reading 2,000 Good to Become a Hero, it says a lot of them join soldier wanting to be like Sephiroth. So when he says like Sephiroth, she's ironically having the same simplistic notion of what this is in that moment. What the fandom keeps trying to make it out, and what Nojima in this scene and stuff is telling you is that it wasn't that simple. Sephiroth is the what, Tifa is the why.
Exactly.
You know? And I'm not saying being a soldier, you know, being like Sephiroth is if he wasn't a psychopath, would be a great thing. He's a great war hero. He's, you know, if the myths about him were true, you know what I'm saying, if the image of him that was on the media was 100% true, yeah. of course, anybody would aspire to be like, anybody, people understandably aspire to be like LeBron James, or, what I'm saying? Like, you understand why, but that wasn't really the motivation. It wasn't money. It wasn't fortune. It wasn't fame. That's why he's never shown to ever want to be a hero outside of this context. He is a hero, but he's never out there, oh, I can't wait to be a hero. You know what I'm saying? That's Zach's thing. He wants to be a great hero. That is not Cloud's thing. Right. At all. But yeah, so this is where the true reactor scene comes in. So Zach is bested by Sephiroth. We're just going to do this little part, and then we're not going to do the aftermath because I want to go to the interview. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, LG, this was like a big freaking reveal right here. Because they still can't figure out why Cloud remembers to this degree all these things, and why he still feels like he was there 5 years ago. Somebody call the ambulance. Yeah, Mom, Tifa, the town, give them back. That is such an important line. He puts Mom, Tifa, where I grew up. The woman who gave birth to me, the girl I love, the town I was born in. I want them back. And so for all the shit that people say that, oh, his childhood was the worst thing that ever happened to anybody, okay, he wants his hometown back. He has his issues. But even in Rebirth, when they're reminiscing back in chapter 6, I believe, in Costa del Sol, they're reminiscing back. He's like, we had it better than we thought. When he's just thinking about the food. Like, there's still a lot of good memories at the same time.
You don't realize what you have till it's gone.
Mm-hmm, as Barrett said. So this was the big reveal in OG, which is that Cloud really was there. And then it all starts coming together. This shit is going to be wild in Revelation. So that was you. These are very important lines. So that was you. You were there with me. So she's realizing he really was there the entire time. You were watching over me. And not getting credit for being there. Because, again, he didn't think he was good enough to reveal himself, so he didn't. But she's realizing he was always there, and he always fulfilled his promise. He always protected her. It is a super, super sweet, romantic reveal. Wow, so it was you all along. You with the 3 red eyes. Hey, Cloud, if you're feeling sick, why don't you just take the helmet off? Yeah. He is so cute. Yeah, this is me. So now she's realizing he was always there, and he's realizing he is real. He is the real Cloud. He was there. I never made it to Soldier. I had bolted out of town swearing that I would make it in, but I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to see anybody. So Cloud sees Tifa, he puts on his helmet. So he says he doesn't want to see anybody, but it's clarified later that, I mean, obviously it was really Tifa.
It was
because
Tifa
he was ashamed. And
exactly.
Yeah, and in Tracy's 2 passes says is by Cody's reaction, it's clear Cloud didn't run around telling everybody this. It's not even clear he told Claudia based on Tracy's 2 passes.
Oh no, He didn't. He straight up. If you read Traces of Your Past, when Tifa tells Claudia that he went to go join Soldier, she acts surprised because he hadn't even told her.
Yeah, I mean, it's not explicitly said he didn't tell her, but that's certainly the impression you get. That was Cloud that fell to his knees. That's when he wakes up and realizes his home had burned down, his mom's dead. This is when he actually gets, he just stabbed Sephiroth. You came for me. You kept your promise. So this is Tifa talking in the present, because that was one thing I was a little confused about sometimes. Honestly, it was like, is this her muttering to herself? Because in the flashback, the calm flashback, she's muttering to herself, but it seems here, at least here, she's not saying stuff, because they would show her a little thing otherwise, I would think. But this is clearly Tifa talking in the moment. It's all right, Cloud. Sephiroth a G, because, I mean, I don't know too many people get stabbed by buses swords. Still can walk around. And, of course, if you know Crisis Core, we see this stuff here. Don't push your luck. By the way, it is officially my birthday. Yay! I'm 100 years old. Woo woo!
Happy birthday!
Yay! Thank you.
Mazel tov.
I'm like, Sephiroth, let go of the sword, you idiot.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's hubris. Like, he really thought he must have just been shocked. He must have just been shocked that this Bunkin was. He was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, he was like, "Dude, this cannot be real." Like, because he just stabbed Sephiroth through. I'm sorry, Sephiroth just stabbed Cloud through the chest too. I mean, it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Cloud, with the most gangster move I've ever seen, gets himself to his feet, picks a man twice his size up, and tosses his ass like he's like a rag doll off the edge. So now Cloud's memories, these are these metaphysical versions of himself, all coming back to that little boy. Hold on, give me a second. All right, sir. But yes. So, man, this is going to be really interesting in Revelation, because I'm like, and Nightmare and I are always talking about this little boy. You think of Tifa's trial, and there's that 14-year-old version of Cloud there. Is Cloud, true Cloud, hiding inside of Tifa? There's some stuff in Dear Destiny that kind of points to, creating a space in yourself for someone. I don't want to get too much into it, because it gets a little complicated, but it just makes you wonder what's really going on here too.
Yeah. Well, and I also think about that line in Traces of Your Past, where Tifa's talking about these very special memories she has of Cloud. And she kind of describes them as like delicate crystals that she handles carefully. and make sure that they stay pristine. These memories.
Yeah, she treats them like little porcelain crystal things on the shelf or something like that. Yeah, it's a specific line. It's a very interesting line. All right, man, and then and the OG, by the way, it isn't exactly like this, but in the OG they do leave the live stream holding each other's hands. In fact, the Ultimatum describes it literally. The thing is titled "Taking Each Other's Hands." And so in this one, instead of it, they're side by side going up. In this one, they're face to face, holding each other's hands, staring into each other's eyes as they leave the live stream. It is insane. All right, so and then they wake up on the beach, and then Cloud makes a speech in the boardroom, which is interesting, but since it's after midnight and we got some things to talk about with Cody and Britt, I'm gonna go to that. But yes, and the thing is, this scene was 30 minutes. Now look, we've been talking with this whole thing that I recorded was just a little over an hour, okay, and half of this is the live stream scene. I mean, the live stream scene here starts at 24 minutes, basically, right around there. We are just getting out of it. Okay. This was long, even in OG, a 30-minute scene. So you can just imagine the expansion that this scene is going to have, because it's not just going to be a 1-to-1. You know, we're going to have, there's more memories they've already brought up. We're going to get just a lot of expanding on what is covered in the live stream scene between these two. Could easily be its own chapter. I'd be surprised if it's not, to be honest with you, if this whole little section is its own chapter, because it's a lot to cover. Whew, so that's going to be very exciting, and just seeing this in chibi form was absolutely adorable. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. So I this was going to bother me until I found it. So I literally found the passage in the book. I whipped out my book and I actually found the passage. So it's on page 61 of Traces of Tifa. And it says, Tifa herself spent a sleepless night tossing and turning in bed as she counted off every conversation or interaction with Cloud that she could recall. There were fewer than hope. It was startling. How could she grow up?
You good?
Hello?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. There were fewer than she'd hoped. In fact, it was startling. How could she grow up next door to someone and know so little about him? But what she lacked in quantity, she made up for in clarity. Nearly every memory she possessed of Cloud shone clearly. An intricate crystal figurine. Each time she viewed one, she did so carefully, examining every facet in painstaking detail with her mind's eye, before placing it back on its shelf ever so delicately, so not to disturb it or let it be altered in any way.
Exactly. And now that we have Rebirth and we see Dear Destiny, just like even Ever Crisis, I would say, because Ever Crisis came after Traces 2 Pass. So now that we're seeing how these worlds and things work and how these memories, you know, like how they're expanding on this thing of memories and worlds and stuff. Yeah, it does make you look at that passage a little bit differently for sure. So, man, Revelation is, you know, at first I was like, you know, I wasn't crazy about the title, to be honest with you. But the more time goes by, I'm like, this seems like it's going to be a very, like that it was a good choice titling it Revelation. I think it's really going to.
I'm the opposite. I absolutely hated most of the was ass. I'm glad they didn't go with that. Return, well, that one was okay, but Revelation, actually, I do like that title a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of long, and I don't know. I just I don't know. It felt a little pretentious, almost. Revelation, you know. But it's definitely grown on me since it's been revealed. But honestly, I hadn't even thought about it for years. So, and my mom was just so stuck on Reunion too. I was like, why did they do? And by the way, especially with, I'm telling you, we have not gotten the answer to this day about why they decided to name Crisis Core Crisis Core reunion. So expect that to probably be explosive as well at some point. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's intended to sound biblical as well, Other Baron, yeah. But yeah, so this is definitely the main one I want to go over. If you have another answer of Cody's you want to... I know Britt says before this that Tifa's motivated by love. I'm pretty sure. Is it before or after this?
Yeah. So she says Tifa's motivated by love, and then Cody jumps in and says, "I hoped you'd say that," or something like that.
Well, I know that part, but I didn't know if it was before or after the main thing everybody's been screaming about. I think it's right here.
Because I'm getting to do what I love for a lot longer. Or like 18 for all these games, so I feel pretty comfortable with that.
I mean, I've heard stories of how voice actors have.
Okay. All right. So yes, if you're not aware, there was a panel at KawaCon with Cody, Christian, and Britt Baron, who are the voice actors of Cloud and Tifa, and that happened recently. And there was there was some juicy parts of this, but there was one answer in particular that everybody went nuts over. So I just want to get to that. It's the first question too.
Oh my gosh! Whoa! Pretty Little Liars world.
Okay, so
My voice has been recognized. Though.
here we go. Here's the question. So.
Okay. Will there be any more special moments between Cloud and Tifa in part 3, like the gold saucer date?
Oh my gosh, so many.
None at all.
Yeah, no, so many. Like, I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not gonna go into details. But like, there's a scene that the two of us have in this third game, and it is by far one of my favorite moments. Just crazy connection, crazy conversation. It's like long overdue, if you will. And I just think like, yeah, their connection to me has always been very, very special. So if you're a fan, then you've got a lot in store in this third game. I think you're gonna love it.
Well, thank you for answering, and also it's really great to meet you both.
Likewise, thank you.
Yeah, like that was one, and then okay, of course a commercial comes on. But yes, that was one that everybody was going crazy because, like, the girl, if you didn't hear it, yeah, the second question, yeah, thank you, because I was like, oh no, there was another one too. We definitely got to go over that Tana asked. So the girl asked, will there be any more special moments in Revelation between Cloud and Tifa, like the gold saucer day? Now, this is very cleverly worded for me because, you don't want to go, I mean, if you know con etiquette and stuff, unless it's something that's just, it's over and done with, you don't want to be too direct about a question like this, like, hey, are Cloud and Tifa gonna start making out in the next game, or you want to give it in a way, especially when the game is not out yet. You want to give it in a way where they're able to answer the question, but the way that she did it, she said, will there be any special moments? Which, you could say, I mean, friendship moments are special, but she specifically says special moments like the gold saucer date. And everybody and their mama knows at this point that Cloud and Tifa kissed on that gold saucer and confessed feelings, okay? It's very cleverly worded. And Cody jumps right in, oh, so many. and then with that context in mind, goes into talking about some scene that's one of his absolute favorites where they have a crazy connection, Cloud and Tifa, they have a crazy connection. It's a long overdue conversation. And if you're a fan, you got a lot of good moments to look forward to in Revelation. Okay, so this sent Cloudy Land ablaze. Okay, for obvious reasons. And not that we needed Cody to come out here and say it, because if you know the story, you know the story. But certainly didn't mind hearing it. And from, you have to think about it in this way. And this is why the detractors of Cody fall flat when it comes to this. As we pointed out earlier, Cody, in fact, if you're looking at the people involved in the love triangle narrative, Britt Barron, Brown and White, Cody Christian, they all have their respective lines to record. And of course, they have scenes that overlap. Cody is in the unique position as the voice of Cloud, who has to voice every single line of Cloud's stripes in Revelation, to know what happens between Cloud and both of these women in the next game. He knows what he says to each of these, what Cloud says to each of these women. He knows who Cloud confesses to. He knows who saves Cloud, and he's not. It's going to be very clear by his dialogue. Even if he doesn't, first off, he's going to say one of their names, though, and he ain't going to go an entire scene and not say Tifa or Aerith. First of all, okay, and he's going to know if he's recording dialogue for the live stream scene, and he says Tifa's name or Aerith's name, and in what context he says it. Like it ain't. You know, they're not going to flat out tell him, show him every single scene and show him, and you know, spell out every single thing to him. But it just take a little common sense to figure out, especially since the man knows what's in OG. It's not going to take much for him to figure out what it is. And these lines, I'm telling you, based on the way that Dojima's, you know, the way that they keep saying there's going to be closure, they're going to answer all questions and stuff. There's no way that these lines are super ambiguous to where you can't tell if there's a love confession going on or something like that. Clearly these lines are crazy in Revelation. So I promise you, Cody knows what the conclusion is of this LTD. For sure, not a question. He would not bring his ass out here acting like this, and then you'll see later on in here, if he did not know 100% sure who Cloud's love interest was, who saves Cloud, which, you know, people directly tied to who his love interest is, and frankly, for good reason in this context, you know. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, there's 100 other times this shit was already over, but this is yet another massive indicator that this LTD is going, because people, one main thing I see now is, well, I don't know if they'll ever have the courage to you know, they might just appease everyone. They'll leave it open and blah, blah. Let me tell you something right now. If they were planning on appeasing everybody, there's no way Cloud Strife would have put his lips on Tifa Lockhart in the middle of disc 1, at the end of disc 1, before Eric died. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Okay, this ain't be. Go ahead.
Girl. Yeah, girl, we have talked about this at length, both publicly and in private, about how if they were going to get away with pushing this LTD and making it even-handed, both girls would have gotten a kiss, or neither of them would have. Mm-hmm. The choice to give Tifa a full-on, on-the-mouth kiss on the gondola of all places is a pretty indicator. And not only that, but the new Gongaga is a deal as
that's a done deal as well.
Between Cloud and Aerith.
Mm-hmm.
There is no such thing. The closest they got is Aerith tripping on Cloud's ass, and then they both back up. That's not a near kiss. That is a fumble.
Yeah, that's a fumble. That's called tripping. That is not an almost kiss.
That is not two of them.
You're breaking up again.
In a room alone together as hello.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you moved again, but yeah. There's no way that they would have. Yeah, I mean, that's a single best way to indicate to any Final Fantasy player that this is a done deal. Okay. Outside, like before all the revelations, if you will, come out, you know.
Exactly. Like, if they were going to lean into this LTD, the time to do it was Rebirth, not in the third game.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense for them to continue this LTD into the third game when Hamaguchi is out there almost every other interview now saying, okay, we want to put a conclusion to this, okay? And then you got Britt Berenson. There's a catharsis. Everything is brought to an end. This is a finale. We're going to have a single ending.
Mm-hmm.
We have closure. This is a single ending. Hamaguchi just said that again, like the day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm. This is a done
single ending. This is a done deal. No multiverses, no multiple.
He literally said no multiple endings.
Bullshit.
He literally said no multiple endings.
There is no multiple endings, and I think that man is getting frustrated now because people are still going out there. Well, Hamaguchi kept it vague. No,
No,
motherfucker,
he
he's
didn't.
not. He is plain language.
Yeah.
It's extremely plain language. I don't know where people are coming
Girl,
out
every
with this
time you get
bullshit.
worse.
Like, oh, Hamaguchi's just keeping it vague.
Nah, yeah, ain't nothing vague about that shit. So yeah, there and again, it's one thing or another is not the end all be all. Like, oh, I don't know why people are taking this as absolute evidence. It's not one thing or another. It's a culmination of two books that scream CloTi's there. This is a culmination of Nojima saying people aren't going to know how to take this, but I have conviction. It's a culmination of the rebirth. He kisses one and not the other. It's a culmination of she and Zach have a romantic reunion and Ever Crisis, and she can barely remember Cloud's name after Zach returned. It's a million indicators screaming these are the ships. Okay, so ignore it at your own detriment, but I just know I would be a nervous wreck if Cody Christian walked his ass out here and was like, oh, Cloud and Eric, they're going to have so many more moments like the Gold Sorcerer's crazy connections and a long overdue conversation. And, oh, if you're a fan, you have so much to look forward to. And, then the next one, we need to hear this answer too. That's the main two, and then maybe there might be a third one I go into. But yeah, that was a great answer from him, and that was an opener. Okay. And I'm trying to remember. Was it the second question? Somebody said it was the second question. Oh, let me turn on there.
The moment where Cloud gets almost embodied by Sephiroth, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
6 or 7 different characters. I just think it's so truthful and it's so authentic.
Oh, here we go. So the question was, I believe, what was if there was something that you could re-record in a previous game or redo or rewrite, what would it be? He said he'd like to do Crazy Cloud again or something like that.
And then the second question that you had, you said what is it?
Your favorite thing about the dynamic
relationship.
Yeah, so Dan, the question is, what is your favorite dynamic of the relationship between Cloud and Tifa? And this is his answer.
I just think it's so truthful and it's so authentic. And I've said this before, but I don't feel there's another character in this game, in this world, that sees Cloud for who he really is, right? We really talk about them being children together, them knowing each other before all of the trauma came into his life. And then even when it does, right? Like this man is in so much turmoil and pain, and he's hurt, and he's lost, and he's confused. And in a lot of ways, Tifa is the anchor for him. She's always by his side, and no matter what, continues to show up and fight for him. I think that relationship is so special. I think Cloud wouldn't be who he is without Tifa in his life. So it just holds a very special place in my heart.
So he basically said there's a couple of the whole thing is a banger, but some very good gems in there. He first says their relationship is so true and authentic. It's not, again, this isn't based on something flimsy like, oh, she just wanted a soldier. She just this is all about some flimsy, desire of a child, blah, blah, blah. But she doesn't really actually want him. True and authentic relationship. I won't say differentiating it, but he's saying this is a particular point of their relationship is that it's true and authentic. It's a particular special thing about it. It's especially true and authentic. And he says he said this before, that nobody in the world knows Cloud better than Tifa. Now, if you've been in this fandom since Rebirth, there's been a very big argument about who knows Cloud the best, who knows real Cloud, who loves real Cloud, who blah, 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 blah. Okay. Cody just said again after recording Revelation, knows every line Cloud Strife says nobody knows Cloud like Tifa Lockhart. That's a definitive statement. That's not up in the air. That's not ambiguous. That is direct and to the point. You can't get any more direct than that. and then he said, you know, even when Closet Turmoil, he's going through all this stuff. Tifa always shows up. Tifa's always fighting for him no matter what. And Cloud would not be who he is without Tifa. And their relationship holds a special place in his heart. We are 11 months out, fam, at most, to Revelation. This man cannot even contain himself for an hour panel without going off. Okay. I've been smiling ear to ear ever since I heard this. Oh my God. This is my personal hero. You know, I know Cloud is Tifa's hero. Cody Christian is my hero.
Yes, he is. Same for me.
Yeah, so just man, and again, if just because of the nature of the LTD narrative, if Britt or Brianna said that, people have taken note, but Cody, again, who is playing the character in the middle of this LTD, when not everyone, but some people are still asking who he's choosing. That's an explosive statement to make. And again, everybody understands whoever knows Cloud the best, whoever knows real Cloud. No, he said nobody knows Cloud like Tifa. Okay. We all know this is directly, and he knows this is directly related to who saves Cloud. So this isn't a small statement coming out of him. It seems very talkative. He's clearly aware of the arguments that go on in this fandom. And he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna come out here and say the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Now, I'm not gonna go as far as to explicitly say Tifa saves Cloud, Tifa's the love interest. I can't say that yet. But I'm gonna go as close to the line as I can. And that is man. That's
the fact
crazy.
that he's feeling that bold. I mean, Cloudy's detractors ought to be having a lot of sleepless nights between now and Rebirth and Revelation.
Girl, they ain't slept since he said this. I promise you. Whoo, yeah. That would cause some sleepless nights for me. If I've been sitting out here on these Twitter streets saying that Tifa knows Cloud best and she's gonna be the one to save Cloud, and then Cody Christian brings his ass out here and is like, yeah, nobody knows Cloud better than Aerith, and no matter what's going on, she's always there for him. She's always by his side, and their bond is so special and holds a special place in my heart, and I mean. And it's crazy because Tifa didn't even sing him a love song. They didn't go on 6 dates yet. So I mean, that's just amazing. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. Oh Lord. Yeah, I mean they didn't take a selfie together yet. I can't believe that he's out here saying this stuff.
Man.
all those things that really make a relationship special, like a random selfie. I mean, that's the indicator of true love. Not this whole staying with you while you're at your worst and taking care of you day and night and stuff. Saving your soul from somebody. Okay, whatever.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, those, to say the least, caused a bit of a firestorm in the fandom, and it was an interesting 24 to 48 hours after that.
No, it was. Oh boy.
And so basically my title of my video is because he got called a tourist for this.
Yep.
And he clapped back, and he clapped back, which was absolutely hilarious. Okay. And then he extended an olive branch because he's a classy guy and he's a professional.
He's very classy.
And they're still staunchly claiming that he didn't know what he's talking about. Okay. But somebody who sang one song, she knows everything about the game. Okay. Whatever. Again, it's to your own. Nightmare said, thank you. I mean, I'm sorry. Nightmare said, happy birthday. I said, happy birthday. I was like, oh, shit. I mean, thank you. Sorry. Okay, that distracted me. Because she started laughing. I was like, why is she laughing? But yeah, so those were some good answers. And like I said, I can't remember exactly where. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But Cody, oh, here we go. That might be that. Britt is asked at one point, basically asked like what motivates Tifa, and she says she's motivated by love. Let me see if Nightmare can find it real quick. Find the video. Motivated by love. So yeah, we just have a lot to learn, and we're gonna wrap it up after this next one, cause it's officially my birthday, but I'm also tired. I'm hungry. Get my birthday started off right.
Yeah, and I've been up since like 4:30 this morning. So
yeah, we're fading fast over here. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. I can't remember when the question was asked. That's the thing.
I think it was the beginning of the panel.
Yeah, I feel like it was near the beginning of the. You're right. It was the beginning of the panel. Yeah, you're right. It was somewhere near the beginning of the panel. Okay. And everybody knows, like, Cody, because everybody was cracking up on Cody's response. Oh, you know what? I'm sure I can find a clip on Twitter much faster. But yeah, so, Monk, so, just last thoughts while I get this real quick. What are you thinking, just right now, what we've seen since, if you can believe, it's been a month, my God, since Revelation was announced. Feels like it's been like it's been yesterday, but a lifetime at the same time. It's insane. Okay,
right?
Your overall impression so far of what we've seen between the interviews and stuff, and this panel, just like the general atmosphere, the things that have been announced. What are you, my God, just kind of summarize your feeling about, my God, what is in store for us? What you thought before, like, for instance, what you thought before all this went down versus what you're thinking now? Like, is the game even going to be even more explosive than you thought? Has anything, big changed in your perception? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I always had a feeling that it was going to be an explosive ending because of the way that everything was building up with Remake and Rebirth. But with this media blitz basically ever since Summer Game Fest, I really think that we haven't even begun to tap the surface of how much, like, Tifa and Cloud stories in particular are about to take the forefront on everything, and how satisfying the conclusion will be. I think they're really gearing us up to have a very satisfying ending to all of this. And not only to put a cap on this re-trilogy, but to put a cap on the past 30 years. That's what's going to be the most explosive thing about all this.
Absolutely.
Tying up the loose threads that really, honestly, in my view, have always been tied up, but the fandom at large still feels like there's some unanswered questions or whatever, or some things are left up to interpretation, yada yada, whatever this fandom believes. I think there's going to be little to no room for interpretation for some of the things that this fandom has been bickering about for the past 3 decades. I think Nojima is ready to put a pin in all of it, and thank fuck for that. That alone will make this entire re-trilogy worth it. Because this is what pisses me off about some people in this community. They're like, well, this has to change, or this re-trilogy wasn't worth it, or Aerith has to be brought back to life, or this whole re-trilogy was a waste of time, or this has to be done, and this has to be done. No, for me, what makes this re-trilogy worth it is if it honors the OG, and if it finally just clears the air on anything that this fan, like anyone who is approaching this story in good faith. I'm not going to acknowledge the people who are going to approach this story in bad faith. Those people will always be out here. Nobody cares about them. They're the past. Put them in the dustbin. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about people who are approaching this story in good faith, who have legitimate questions about where Cloud stands, where Tifa stands, where the story itself stands, what's going on with Sephiroth, what's going on with the planet, this, that, and the other. Whatever your question may be, whatever you feel has been unanswered thus far, if those questions get answered with this re-trilogy, then everything will be worth it. And no, I don't require some multiverse bullshit. I don't require dead characters being brought back to life. I just need the story to have a solid ending. A solid ending is all I ask. And I think we're going to get that, and I think that alone is going to make me a very happy camper.
Yes, exactly.
So and so far from what I've seen from this media blitz, with how much Tifa is being pushed up to the forefront, which this is in its own way a reward for me. And getting to see Tifa being allowed to go to Street Fighter, it's such a huge deal. We really have just not even allowed that to sink in about what a huge deal that is. That Tifa Lockhart is going to be in Street Fighter. She's gonna be in Street Fighter, people. Come on.
It's
insane. Such a huge deal. It's a historic move here. And then we have Britt Barron. I'm still registering this. Britt Barron is going to be reading passages of Dear Destiny in October.
That is around the corner. That sounds like it's not far away. Again, we just got Revelation announced over a month ago. Time is flying by. I felt like I blinked. When you told me that, girl, when you told me that Game Fest was a month ago, I'm like, what? It was a month ago.
I was like, what? where did that whole month just evaporated? But at the same time, it's so much happened in that period of time. We have this absolute media blitz that Hamaguchi is doing right now. I mean, I've lost track of the number of interviews that man has done.
Hell, he's probably lost track.
That man needs to have some rest, because I swear he's just running constantly. And then we have these rumors that Tifa's going to be released in Dissidia in this winter, and then we've got again Ever Crisis. Even though it's been announced end of service, they're going to finish up OG, so we're going to get to see the rest of OG and Ever Crisis.
And Before Crisis, which has some and Before Crisis, which has some gems in it as well.
Before Crisis, which I gotta play the chapter that just released tonight. I haven't got to that yet, but I'm excited to play that because that is going to be such a fun thing for me, because I've sat down and watched playthroughs of Before Crisis because I'm a lore nut and I have to know all this stuff, but it's going to be so much more satisfying for me to actually be able to sit down and play this game, because this is the one part of the compilation I've never actually gotten the chance to play. So it's going to, I feel like a sense of my completionist soul is very happy right now, because I at least get the chance to play this, because none of us on the West got the chance to play it, because it was a Japan exclusive game, mobile, and that was it. They never did a wide release for it, which was a travesty.
Yeah.
But and now it's going to be inaccessible again, because they're releasing it, but now the game that it's being released on is going under. So they need to find a way to fucking port this thing, because excuse me, and this. But I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But it's just there's just been so much in the past month. I feel like I can't even properly cover it. And then they had Zach's character chapter come out, and it's the Buster Sword in the church, and then you've got again the Lifestream scene. Like this whole month has just been Cloudy and Zareth win after Cloudy and Zareth win, and now we've got this new iteration of Hollow, and they've got the Crisis Core Buster Sword, and the lyrics have been changed a little bit, and now there's like some weird Zareth-y stuff inserted into the song now.
Yep.
Oh my god! Like, what the hell is going on?
It's been a wild ride. It's
It has
been a very wild
ride.
And this marketing, because and before, as we were leading up to this, I mean, we get Eris event where you get the Zareth reunion, and by the way, they re-released the first beach event where you had the letter that was being passed from Eric to Zach or whatever. Okay, so massive Zareth vibes out of all this, and then you had Tifa have like 3 or 4 figures released, some with Cloud, one with Sephiroth. I mean, it's just like there's a change in the air for sure. And
oh yeah, and then I forgot to mention too that Cloud and Tifa placed 2nd and 3rd in Famitsu's most popular video game character.
40 most popular video. They're the only, and I think they're the only 2 Final Fantasy characters in the top 10. Final Fantasy 7 for sure, yeah. So I mean, they're right under. Who was the first one? Kirby.
I think it was. Hold on, I've
go look at go look up the image because he was either number 1 or 4, and I thought but I think it was Mario, Cloud, Tifa, and then Kirby. Just take a look at that real quick. But point is, they were number 2 or 3. And man, no, it was the 40th. What was it for the 40th anniversary for Mitsu? Yeah, you can give us the see, like, this is the thing. So much has happened. Like, it's literally hard to keep up every day.
Like,
there's
I'm
something
literally
crazy.
having to scroll through like all my screenshots
Yeah,
right now because I got so much shit here.
it's like every day is something.
Okay,
and then hold on, real quick though. And then for Tanabata, they put the main FF accounts put Tifa on the water tower in her key art and put Cloudy on the water tower for Tanabata. I mean, this is just, oh my god.
Okay, so I guess I didn't bother with the screenshot of the number 1 because I didn't give a fuck. But actually, Cloud and Tifa are 2nd and 3rd, and they're placed above Kirby and Link.
Yeah, Mario.
From Legend of Zelda, they beat Link, for crying out loud. Like, that's a huge deal, actually, and I love Link, but man.
Yeah, I mean, and somebody pointed out that Tifa's the only one in the top 10 that either isn't the protagonist or like some kind of I forget the way that they worded it. Like, I think the little slime is up there, maybe. Like that. There's a phrase for it, but yeah. So it's crazy. Yeah, I did mention the time about a post Nightmare, but yeah, it's wild. So for Mitsu,
it is absolutely wild. And then we got Hamaguchi coming out here talking about how Cloud and Tifa and Sephiroth are like the top, popular characters. I wish I had a screenshot of what he actually said here.
And Nightmare, I'm sure she can find it real quick. Nightmare, can you see if you can find that thing that Hamaguchi said about Cloud, Tifa, and Sephiroth recently? So yeah, and I was right because I love Mario. That's why I knew I was I was right.
Oh, so it was Mario.
Yeah,
okay,
Mario's
not. I mean, if Cloudy are gonna lose to anybody,
Yeah, I'm completely obsessed with Mario. So
Mario's been like he's like the icon of gaming.
He's the OG
forever,
of OGs. Yeah, I mean, Mario has been a lot. Mario's been around more than been around more than most of us have been alive that are listening to this right now. So,
exactly.
Yeah,
so if they lose to Mario, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
Kirby, I have to admit, that surprised me. But somebody told me he's actually still extremely popular in Japan. But I mean, I used to love the hell out of some Kirby too. But anyway, not the point. Point is. Yeah, that's wild. But you, I mean,
Yeah, and
Claude and Tifa beat
year,
Pikachu for God's sakes.
Last year, Tifa beat Kirby last year because she won first place, I believe, last year. So, and she was like right above Kirby. So
that's wild. And this is before Revelation, so God knows what's
before
going
Revelation.
to happen.
You guys realize how much ass this girl's gonna kick after
I'm gonna make a prediction. I think Tifa will top Cloud. The next time they do a poll like this, she's gonna top Cloud. Well, which trust me, he won't mind.
It won't be the only thing that she's topping him off.
Yeah, I get the feeling Cloud will not mind at all. All right, let's read. Yeah. Okay.
Although, according to Sid, Cloud is actually the one on top in OG, but we'll see.
I'm sure things. Yeah, I'm sure they switched things up, and they got all night. Yeah, all right, let's look at this last little clip, and then we're gonna call it a night because my voice cracking. All right, so this is where Britt Baron talks about Tifa being motivated by love.
Reality, I think what we've gotten to do over the course of, I guess, 7 years. 7 great years. Has been just, it's such a joy. I think each game that we've gotten to do, you get to see a little bit more of her journey, and I think even, the accompanying, like, the book, which now there's a sequel coming out. I'm so excited. I think that was announced in the spring. For the
of course. It actually wasn't. By the way, it wasn't announced in the spring. I'm pretty sure. I think they literally just announced it.
Over the course of, I guess, 7 years, you get to see a little bit more of her journey, and I think even the accompanying, like, the book, which now there's a sequel coming out. I'm so excited. I think that was announced in the spring. For the
What the hell is going on with this? I swear Twitter hates me. Okay, let's see if we can get it. Let's try this again. We had a bad storm the other day, and see, look at this. Lord. It's been acting up. Come on now. I hope I'm still on stream. Yeah, I wonder if I can find it here. Now that I see what she's doing. It was definitely in the beginning. Now watch. Okay, here we go. I was going to say, please tell me Twitter did not go down.
You get to see a little bit more of her journey and the accompanying.
Here we go.
The book, which now there's a sequel coming out. I'm so excited. I think that was announced in the spring. For the English version.
Announced for the spring is what she means.
Joy for me as an actor to get to see and get to voice a character that is so.
My thing says stream ended. Did that happen, or did I?
It might have.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm gonna dip out and come back in and see what happened.
I have so much respect, and I adore playing a character who can still be so kind and empathetic, and
okay.
Still going for me. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a screen here on my end, but it's okay.
Need for redemption, but also I think ultimately, Tifa's really, I think, motivated by love. I think. Yeah. So I think that's.
So yeah, I'm sorry because Twitter went crazy for a second. Can't hear the video. Okay, yeah, Twitter went crazy for a second. My bad. Let's try that one more time. We're certainly gonna be editing that crap. It just went nuts. One more time. Okay, I see. We're good. We're Bill O'Reilly in it. There we go.
It's such a joy. I think.
Here we go. Everybody can hear us.
You get to see a little bit more of her journey, and I think even the accompanying, like, the book, which now there's a sequel coming out. I'm so excited. I think that was announced in the spring. For the English version translation, I just think it's just such a joy for me as an actor to get to see and get to voice a character that is so complex and dynamic. And I think all of these characters, unfortunately, have their own bag of trauma. But, you know, I'm on Tifa's journey, and I think she's just incredible in terms of what she's been able to withstand in her early life. I have so much respect, and I like adore playing a character who can still be so kind and empathetic and patient, while also having like a massive drive and need for redemption. But also, I think ultimately, like, Tifa's really, I think, motivated by love. You know, I think. So, that's, yeah, I think that's pretty fun and pretty cool, and a joy as an actor to get to play.
Yeah, so she was just talking about all the things that she loves about voicing Tifa, and she ended with, yeah, Tifa's motivated by love, and Cody was like, well, I was really hoping you would say that. He was clearly waiting for her to pull that one out.
I'm just looking at Cody going, the fuck do you mean by that, sir? What do you mean by that, Cody?
Oh man, I mean, he just was grinning from ear to ear. Oh yeah, I was hoping you would say that. And then Britt's response after. Yes.
He has had this cat who ate the canary grin on his face at almost every event. Like, what does this man know?
For real. And then, like, Britt, it takes her a minute to register what he just said. And then she starts laughing. She's like, oh, God, it's going to be that type of panel. This man's not going to be able to contain himself. So... yeah, but I love the way that she talks about Tifa, too, because she is complex, and she's gone through so much trauma. I mean, there was someone who said she's never sacrificing, and I'm like, dude, okay. you don't know anything about the story, obviously, but I digress. Yeah, Tifa has gone through so much, and yet to still have that love and compassion that she has. And patience is definitely key. I understood exactly what she meant when... when she said Tifa has patience. So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to just my ending thoughts. You mentioned yours, mentioned my ending thoughts. Yeah, I always expected this next part to be explosive, but between the way that Hamaguchi is speaking and the moves that Essie is making, I mean, all this Tifa-centric stuff coming out. You know, because we always said that she was going to take the forefront to some degree, but like, it's going to be bigger than I even think we were imagining. And then for these two to, I mean, for a con to flat out plan a CloTi panel, and then these two to be spitting lines the way that they're spitting them through this whole thing, just unabashed. Cody certainly is, you know. And again, as the person who knows more about what goes on than either one of the ladies involved in this, you know, assuming they don't share everything that they've read, obviously, because they're professionals, they got NDAs and stuff. And then I'm telling you, the Dear Destiny thing is just so mind blowing that not only are they coming out with it, which I've been saying, you know, if you know, they've kind of been cracking down on copyright. You know, normally a book comes out and there's translations out for it immediately. They've been cracking down on that. And I was like, they must be doing that because they plan on getting that English out before Revelation. And sure enough, a month later, we get confirmation that it is in fact coming out before Revelation. And we're getting voiced lines. You know, it's just crazy. And they're just going so hard. And then this hollow thing is just a whole other... who saw that coming? You know? I'm just like, man, they... Like, Nojima said at the beginning of all this. First off, Hamaguchi said, all this was decided at the beginning. What the conclusion of this game was decided when they started this project. Now, obviously, not every single little thing. But the big overarching stuff was already decided on. And we see Nojima in 2019 say, yeah, I'm nervous about how some people are going to take the things. They may not know how to take things that they see in this game, but I have conviction. And that
But
man, I have conviction. That man has conviction because there is going to be no unanswered questions. Any of the big, and that's what Monk was talking about earlier. For any reasonable person, the big questions are going to be answered, period. Okay? And the re-trilogy, yeah, you could think of it as a succinct way to combine the compilation and clear the big questions, the big mysteries, and the big issues, frankly, that people have had. They're finding a way to do all this with the re-trilogy so that, God forbid, we never see another thing out of this game again. There will be, as Britt said, closure. And let's just end. Yeah, we'll end there because, oh Lord, I could go on forever. But all right, well, yeah, I'm just telling y'all, I am so excited, and it's just such a relief to now have a definitive. It's not an exact date, but we know next spring this is over. This is OVAH. We're gonna get all the answers. We're gonna get the conclusion. If you've been on this ride, whether you've been on this ride since Rebirth, whether you've been on this ride since Remake, which was, we'll just say since it came out 6 years ago, whether you've been on this ride since the announcement, 2015, whether you've been on this ride since since Crisis Core, Advent Children, Dirge of Sir, I don't know who the hell was waiting on that ride, but whatever, okay. or for us OGers, which are now, we're 29 years deep. We're finally getting ultimate closure next year.
Ugh, thank God.
My God. I mean, it's almost literally unbelievable. I mean,
right?
There's a part of my mind that literally cannot process this. Especially if you've been on this crazy ass ride known as the ship war. For us finally have a definitive, once and for all, the most definitive conclusion we could ever have dreamed for coming in part 3. My God. Woo! So, there are people in this fandom who are just here to hate watch. And I'm not saying any particular side or anything, but we know there are people out here for whatever reason, and there are different reasons, trust me, that are just here hate watching. Understand, we only have to deal with them if we decide to go on Twitter, if we decide to go on ABC, and we only have to deal with this idiocy for another 11 months tops. What they get out of Revelation, they got to deal with for a lifetime. They have a lifetime of misery coming, because if they never liked the story, they're gonna hate the conclusion of this re-trilogy. Trust me. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, there's some pains in the asses in this fandom, but trust me, we're getting the ultimate payoff and the ultimate revenge all in one package. And I can't wait, but at the same time, I'm savoring the ride. My tourist ass, I got my luggage. I got my plane ticket. Yeah, I got my plane ticket. In fact, forget the plane ticket. I'm taking a car ride because I just want to enjoy the ride there. And that's where we're at.
That's right. Hey, to quote Barrett, there ain't no getting off this train.
Ain't no getting off and there really isn't. There is no getting around and the conclusion of this story.
Like I keep saying, look, these fools can come out here and they can try all their shit all they want. They can go out there and pound their chests and get up in our faces and post the most deranged bullshit you've ever seen. And trust me, it's getting crazy.
Oh yeah, that one on the frog quest was particularly hilarious.
Oh my God. Okay, look, man. But like I said before, like a lot of the quote unquote normal Claris, they've bounced already.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of them are just they've either taken a step back and they're not engaging with the fandom anymore. They might just be sitting back, just waiting to see what happens, or they've washed their hands of it entirely.
Or they just accepted what's coming.
On the wall and they've accepted it, and they've bounced, they've left. So literally, all we have left are the crazies.
The
And
ones
so
that
that's why
argue day and
everybody's
night.
just so nuts.
Yeah, the ones that argue
Because
day and night,
we're
tooth
literally
and nail.
dealing with the dregs of a 30-year-old ship war that just are just bitter clingers. They just can't let it go. They just can't let it go. So and the more evidence that comes out that they're on the wrong side, the more deranged they're gonna get. So, girl, if you think they're nuts now, you just wait.
Trust me.
You just wait till like TGS comes out, and I guarantee you.
Just wait till Aerith and Zach show up on screen together. I mean, you think it's crazy now? Yeah, it's about to be lit out here.
It's gonna get nuts. Holy crap!
I mean, I'm a both be running for the hills and propped up with popcorn at the same time. That's all.
Oh hell yeah! Look, I'm gonna be hiding out in Vince's coffin, but I'm gonna have a bag of popcorn in there with me too, because this shit's gonna be hilarious.
Because my last comment on it is I keep telling people, you know, they've been arguing with us all these years, but it ain't gonna be us in the crosshairs when all this shit goes down.
Mm-mm. Because what they can't do is say that we lied to them. We weren't the ones that lied to them.
We didn't mislead them. We didn't lie to them. We didn't rage. We didn't bait them.
They may not like what we had to say, but we were the only motherfuckers that were real with them this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so we're not gonna be the ones on the hot seat. That's all I can say.
No.
Yep. Best of luck.
We're going to be the only people that look. People like us are going to be the only ones vindicated at the end of the day.
We might be surprised that some of the people that actually come back and be like, you know what? I thought that you were crazy and stuff, and I thought you were just trying to be antagonist, but you did keep telling me that you were trying to help me, and you were right.
Dude,
man.
I'm already getting messages like that. I'm literally already getting messages like that from people like, hey man, thank you for what you're doing. Like I couldn't deal with the fandom like you do, but you know, like I get DMs from you really surprising people, like people with like large platforms. People who are content creators, I get them in my messages all the time and just tell me about this stuff, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, like, I wish that more people would, you know, get the balls to come out there and say what needs to be said, but, you know, I get it. This fandom is ridiculous. Then the drama can be a bit much, but me, you know, I've been in the trenches for like 6 years now, going on 7 years, like, whatever, man. I'm used to this shit by now. But not everybody can handle it. Not everybody wants to deal with it. So
yeah, I don't want to do it. If I knew what I was getting myself into, I might have skipped this shit too. But I'm here now, right. and y'all ain't getting rid of my asses now. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So you know, like, why would I dip out now when we're so close to the end?
We're
the shit out. Let's go,
baby. We in the victory. Hey, we in the victory lap session, and guess who there with us? Britt Barron, Cody Christian.
You
know, Hamaguchi out there bragging about the kiss a couple years ago. Yeah, well, let me tell y'all about it now. You know, he's over here talking about.
Yeah, girl, let me tell you something else too. Like, I was thinking about this when Cody was out there getting flack for what he was saying. I'm just like, so Cody's getting shit for saying stuff like, "Oh, Tifa is Cloud's anchor," and I'm like, didn't Hamaguchi say that? Like they want to call Cody Christian a tourist. They're going to call the head director a tourist.
Well, and remember they went after. Well, remember when that quote came out, they were going after him too. Well, we don't ever see that in the game. And blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, you realize this man is the head director, right? You ignorant fucks. Excuse me.
You know, he you know. What does he know? And trust me, none of us know anything when it goes again. Well, only them, you know. Again.
Yeah, only Cloud Loves Aerith 1235 Twitter user knows what's going on, and not the head director, not the head scenario writer,
not the head main, not the head, not the head voice actor.
On this character. None of them know. Some random fuckhead on Twitter knows. Okay, all right, I got it.
This is officially the uncensored hour of the stream, by the way. I heard the word fuck about 10 times in the last 5 minutes, so just like y'all know, this is the uncensored version of it. But no, all right. Well, I gotta go. Thank you so much again for the birthday wishes. Please like, subscribe, whatever the other stuff people say. Send me some likes and thanks and all that. And if you'd like to contribute to the channel, I do have my StygianSis Cash App. You can send a thanks. You can do a super chat. I will be streaming a lot more often, as you can see. So yeah, I will see y'all sooner than later. Just not tomorrow or today, I guess. All right, love y'all.
Bye.
If you'd like to interact with me more, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Under the Stars Discord as well. I'm trying to get back into Blue Sky because I like Blue Sky. It's a lot calmer than Twitter. Yeah. I'll see y'all later. Thank you.